You are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'.
What is going down? What is going down? This is your boy Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. If you're into anime, nerd culture, and most importantly, video games, guess what? You come to the right place because we talk about all of that shit here. This is podcast episode number 422. Let me start off by saying I apologize, guys, because I didn't have a show last week. I am trying to correct all of that, but your boy got sick, and today I'm finally starting to recover. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving and holidays, and now we're in December. Christmas is right around the corner. Game awards are right around the corner. A few things I want to talk about, guys. I'm going to go a little bit into my anime watch list, which is very, very minute. I'm going to talk about a chip crisis in the gaming sector. I've already talked about that before, but we're going to go into it a little bit more. Also, AC6, Armored Core 6. There may be some hope on the other side of that mountain. Also, Division 2. Yes, Division 2. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Also, Metroid Prime 4. Yeah, I have a lot to say about that, and apparently a lot of other people do as well. So I'm going to begin the show now, and I'm going to go ahead and start with the anime watch list. And currently I'm watching Gachi Akuda. I'm almost done. I should have been done, but I haven't had a lot of time. I haven't touched a controller in 4 days. Any game controller, anything, guys, because I've been sick, and on top of that, I have just been busy as hell. But that's another story. Anyway, that is what I'm currently watching. I actually got a couple episodes done last night. Great anime. And also some news on My Hero Academia Vigilantes Season 2, which is dropping January 5th, 2026. If you guys are into My Hero Academia and you have not seen My Hero Academia Vigilantes, you probably want to watch that, okay? It caught me off guard. Definitely a awesome surprise. I'm actually liking this more than the later episodes or the later seasons of My Hero Academia, believe it or not. I really like a lot of the characters in this, and Knuckle Duster is one of my favorite characters. You got to check this anime out, guys. It's dope. Can't wait for season 2. And it's in the same universe as My Hero Academia. It takes place before most of the events in My Hero Academia. I want to say around 4 or 5 years before. And you get a lot of lore on a lot of characters. If you check this out, they really did a great job of weaving those universes, that universe in with these characters and where they, how it happened, where a lot of things take place. You get cameos, you get a lot of cool shit. So definitely check that one out. But that's my anime watch list. Is short but sweet. There's so much anime that I have to catch up on, man. I want to go back and watch Boruto. I've been thinking about watching a whole bunch of different shit. So it's just when I get the time. Right now, I've been busting my ass And yeah, I'll be getting into that a little bit at the end of the show. But anyway, that's that. Let's move on to this chip crisis. There's a chip crisis. I mentioned this before, guys, on a previous podcast. And apparently there's 3 major companies who are making these chips. Okay. These chips that are used in a lot of things, including consoles. So it's definitely going to affect us gamers. And one of the, manufacturers said, you know what? We're out of the game. We are no longer making these chips for consumers. So they're basically focusing on nothing but data centers for AI. And now that leaves just 2 manufacturers left. They're going to be fighting for scraps. In other words, they're going to be fighting for the scraps. Prices are going to go stupid, crazy high. And that brings me to this segue, which is the fate of the Steam box, because I had high hopes for the price of this machine. And now I'm seeing that that may not be the case, guys, because there was a reason that Valve didn't reveal the price yet of this Steam box. And I think this is one of the reasons why they were waiting to find out what the situation was going to look like with these chips. And now that it's beginning to look scarce, now they're going to have to equate that into what they're going to be wanting for these Steam boxes. And a lot of people are hoping for $500, but that is a pipe dream now. I hear some people saying, $1,000 now. Okay. So we don't know, but you got tariffs and you got all this other stuff involved. It's not looking good. Now, the bright side, or the light at the end of the tunnel, is that now a lot of companies are starting to get wise. And even in America, they're deciding to go ahead and rev up their, distribution in trying to create some of these chips, in the States, in America. But that's going to take a long time before these guys are up and running and all this stuff becomes relevant. Guys, it'll be years before all that stuff is being able to be ironed out. So in the process of that, waiting for that, everybody's going to get shafted. Butter is definitely going to be put on counters, and it's going to be used on a lot of consumers. Okay. So I guess it's going to affect the gaming market. It's definitely going to affect the Steam box, and it's probably going to affect these new consoles coming out in 2027. And that's what I'm saying, guys. So get ready to pay some hefty prices for these consoles, if you're looking forward to that in itself. But that's here nor there. I wanted to give that information to you guys in case you did not know. There you have it. So when you're out here, if you're into PCs, or if you're into anything that requires these chips, cell phones, etc., be ready to pay a premium price for this shit if you're going to do that. So I'm going to stay wise. I'm just going to stay to what I have right now, and hopefully some of this shit can blow over. And, we're not the ones getting shafted, or we're not the ones that are tied up to a chair, watching liquefied butter being placed on countertops, and these companies proceed to use it on our person. But that's another story. Anyway, let's get off of that. Let's go ahead and cycle back down. And I want to talk about Armored Core 6 a little bit. There's been some rumors in the air. Apparently there's another update with the game on PC, I want to say. And so somebody wrote an article about it, and they basically warned to say, don't get too excited, because this has happened before, where there has been an update, some small, minute update, and nothing came of it. It's just something in the game that we as players never get to see. Now, this one, he felt he needed to write and report, because there is a possibility, and with the Video Game Awards around the corner and this new update coming in, there may be a relation with those two things. They may have an announcement for some DLC. Who knows what these guys have planned, because right now they've been kind of quiet. And I'm really curious to see what these guys are going to do next. I really hope we get some sort of DLC, some sort of something with this game. It's my favorite From Software game, Armored Core 6, and I hope we get DLC. I hope we get an announcement to a sequel or something. Just give me some more Armored Core and I will be happy. Okay. I thoroughly enjoyed the Armored Core 6 game, the lore, everything about that game. I fucking loved it. One of my favorite games, period. And I had so much fun with the game, guys. Yeah. I still have one more playthrough to finish. I beat the game twice, and I need to beat it one more time. And I just hadn't had time to go back to it. I tried like maybe a few months back, and then something else came up and I wasn't able to do it. So yeah, it's just so many games to play now. So many things that I want to play. And I'm going to get to some of that in this actual podcast, actually. And then there's just, I don't know if I'm going to have the time right now because I'm really busy. I'm in grind mode right now, guys. I'm talking about the YouTube shit and I'll get into that, but I don't have a lot of time right now, holidays and stuff, trying to get the ducats lined up for Christmas, spend that damn money. And then after that, I can probably, take a little bit of a break and, do some things. But anyway, that's the news on us. I keep going to Assassin's Creed, but it's not Assassin's Creed. Armored Core 6, because I wrote AC6 on here. So anyway, that's the news for that. Hopefully we get something cool in the Video Game Awards, related to this. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't either at the same time. But, anytime I hear any news about Armored Core, I'm going to get hyped. So that's that. Now I want to talk about Division 2. Now, if you guys don't know, the Division series as a whole is one of my favorite franchises as far as online multiplayer games go. I don't play a lot of online multiplayer games. I'm not into a lot of the first person shooters, online shooters and things of that nature. And this is one of the games that I just absolutely fell in love with when the first one came out. And a lot of my friends feel the same way. This game I have so many great memories with this game. So many awesome moments playing this game, both of these games, this franchise, and I absolutely love it. It's a third person shooter and the builds are amazing. I just had a lot of fun with it. So I've lately been thinking about this game. Every once in a while, it'll cross my mind and I'll miss it. I'll be like, man, you know what? I want to play more. And playing Arc Raiders has kind of brought me to a place where I hated the Dark Zone in Division. Both Division games, I never really went to the Dark Zone unless I was out there with friends. But I had some friends who were gluttons for punishment, or they just loved the thrill of going out there in the Dark Zone. And Arc Raiders kind of basically put that seed, planted that seed in my brain. Okay. Where now when I play Arc Raiders, I don't give a fuck about anything but going after what I want. But I have no fear and I don't care anymore. So if anybody looks at me funny or tells me don't shoot, I'm going to shoot them. Okay. And it's pretty much playing in the Dark Zone. That's what Arc Raiders feels like to me. And so now I was thinking recently about the Division and wondering what has transpired, because I haven't played it in honestly maybe a couple years, year and a half, something like that. So there's been updates, there's been season updates and all these things. And I said, you know what? I just got curious and said, let me see what's going on with this. And luck of the draw, I guess. I went ahead and Googled it, looked it up, and the community is still strong, always been solid. Which is another thing I love about the game. We've got some updates. We've got some cool updates, something that I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to going into the Dark Zone now. I'm not scared anymore about the Dark Zone. I want to actually go in the Dark Zone. I want to smoke in the Dark Zone now. So, I used to always try to play with other players, but now I actually like playing solo and I kind of want to go out there solo. But the cool thing about Division 2 is that they've got some cool updates. One just dropped as recent as December 2nd, and the DLC is called Munity. Okay, so what this DLC brings is you're going to get 60 frames per second now. I thought they were always doing that, but maybe I was wrong. Like I said, I didn't notice, but that's also cool. And these are, these updates are for the current gen consoles, of course. And there's a Battle to Brooklyn DLC that came out in May 2025. So I'm going to see what that's about. Also, the cool thing about this DLC or this update is that now you're getting blessed with companions. Okay, like you can actually recruit a companion. You can go do missions, and if you save somebody from being killed or for whatever, you can actually recruit them and you can actually put them, on your team. So if you have a team of 3, a team of 2, or whatever, you can recruit one player to kind of like one AI NPC to kind of ride or die with you. Go on your missions, things of that nature. So that's cool. So for solo players, it's really cool because you're like, well, you don't feel like you're completely alone. And now you can recruit this person. And there's different builds that you can actually, I guess, put together. And they have this synergy now where there's builds you can actually spec into that are surrounding you running around with one of these NPCs, which I think is awesome and amazing. So from what I gathered, there is a medic, there is a defense and an offensive sort of build you can kind of go with, and you can change them up You can have multiple NPCs, but you can only rock one at a time. And each one, of course, you want them to be different to kind of, go along with your build, so to speak. So it's been so long since I've played Division 2, but the last time I checked, I had something like a grilled cheese build, which was like the sticky bomb kind of like, or the fire. I can't remember. I have to go back and check, but I had a pretty solid build. And so I'm going to go back in there. It's going to take me a couple of days probably to get accustomed to how it plays again and all that. And then when I get familiar again with what I'm working with, then I can kind of figure out what best, I guess, companion would be best for me. And I'm going to have fun doing that. So yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to playing this again. I've told some friends already about it. Hopefully they come back and return. But with so many games, guys, a lot of people are doing their own things. Some people are playing multiple games. I have friends that are really still into Arc Raiders, trying to get ranked in there. You have Where Winds Meet, which I haven't had a chance to really get and sink my teeth into, which I did love what I played so far. So that's another game I need to, give some attention to. So there's a lot of stuff. I've been playing Banishers, on the Xbox and really enjoying my time with Banishers. So, that's the last game I actually played was Banishers, and I was playing the shit out of it, before I got really sick. And so I need to go back there. So there's a lot of things. And then there's the Cosmic Invasion game that just dropped, the beat 'em up, from Marvel that is out there. I downloaded it, but I just haven't had time to play it. There's a lot of shit on the table, man. So I'll be kind of trying to, go between these games whenever I get the chance. There's Ninja Gaiden 4 still. I mean, I started a playthrough early. I created my character and I started a little bit of Outer Worlds 2, which so far I was liking what I was seeing over there. So there's just a lot of shit to play. And it's not even including the other games I want to circle back around to play, which is Warhammer, which I've been also dying to play and check out everything that they've been doing with their updates. And I left that game right before they had given us that first update, which the new kill animations and things of that nature. And then since then they've added more shit. So yeah, that's a thing as well. So that's a game that I definitely want to really focus on when I do go back to it, because I'll definitely be doing some content there for you guys on the channel. But yeah, there's a lot of shit, man. And so I can't be upset when I try to get somebody to come back and play an oldie but goodie and their hands are tied because they have this and that. And a lot of these guys are in the same boat that I'm in, families, et cetera, work, et cetera, and only having a limited amount of time to play certain things. So, you can't expect somebody to pull them away from something that they're into right now when they have limited time. So for whatever reason, that's the game, whatever it is that they're playing that they're into at that point. And so it is what it is. But eventually, hopefully, I can download it and I can get some of these guys to come back and we can get something and put something together. But we'll see, man. We will see. All the moons and suns have to align. And that's kind of the tricky thing when everybody has their own shit going on, especially if you have a family and you're on all this. Because a lot of my friends, the last time we played the Division all together, some of these guys didn't even have a family, and now some of these guys do. And there's a major difference when you have kids and babies and things of that nature and how that type of shit goes down. So gotta respect it. It is what it is. But yeah, any Division players out there, hey man, give me a holler, give me a shout, check me out on Instagram, hit me on Twitter, let me know. So that's that. Really excited. Now let's move down the line and let's talk about the meat and potatoes of this show. And I wanted to get into this Metroid Prime 4 because it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. If you're wondering about the reviews, I'm sure a lot of you already know, but it's a mediocre game. I mean, not even say mediocre. I'd say it's a good game from the reviews. Okay. To give you an example of what I mean is right now, Metacritic is sitting at an 80%, which is a solid game. IGN gave it 8 out of 10. Solid game. And OpenCritic gave it a 82%. Okay. So if you listen to those and you say, oh, well, shit, it's not bad at all. And it's not. But I tend to watch multiple reviews. I tend to look at 5 to 6 reviews of different people and perspectives, so I can kind of get an idea of what's really going on here. People like Skill Up, if you don't know who he is, check him out. He's a big, huge reviewer. Dreamcast Guy is another guy who plays a lot of games and reviews shit. These guys are, they're not as high on it. Okay. I think Dreamcast Guy gave it a 6 out of 10. Skill Up has this thing where he recommends or does not recommend a game in the thumbnail before you even start the video. And he said he does not recommend this game. And, digging a little further, looking into, the fine print, I kind of see why people are saying some of these things about this game. Now, for those who don't know anything really about this game has been through a lot of shit. Okay. It's been through a lot of remake, reworked situations, if you want to call it that. The game was in development for over 7 years, almost 8 years. Let's start off with that. Okay. You're going to get a lot of mixed emotions and feelings about that game. Now, I'm not stupid. I'm not a fool. I don't expect everybody to like a game, even if it's highly rated. There's going to be some people who feel a certain type of way about certain games. I love Final Fantasy 16, but there's a lot of people who say they hate the game or they feel quite the opposite of the game. So, and like I said, that game did well as far as reviews are concerned. So like I said, it just depends. Right. And I was a Metroid fan, still am a Metroid fan. And you have some things here that kind of rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And some of these things include 8 hours to finish the game. If you want to do everything, it may take you 12 hours. So the game is very short. I thought the game be longer, than that. That's one thing. I mean, some people like short games. I would at least have liked this game to be 20 hours, right? Give me 20. Okay, at least. But no, you don't get that. Also, non-skippable cutscenes. A lot of people have been bitching about that and Reddit and so on and so forth that they were not pleased with. One good thing I will say that everybody seems to think when it comes to this game is that the game graphically is phenomenal. The game is absolutely beautiful as far as the graphics are concerned. And they're able to punch above their weight class now because we're not dealing with the Switch 1. We're dealing with the Switch 2. And so you're getting to see some of the things they're able to do with this Switch 2 as far as how games look. Now, as far as how the game plays, a lot of people have said that the game feels dated in a lot of different ways. Okay. Especially the writing. A lot of people shit on the writing of this game. They said the writing was corny. It was annoying. It was something that was popular back when the heyday of the Marvel MCU, some of that type of stuff where they related to that. And the problem is when you have a game in development for so long, time passes by, things that were on fire at a particular time aren't anymore. Those times has passed. And you see that in this game, apparently from listening to multiple reviewers talk about it. And one thing that I can't stand in the game is the corniness. If the game is too corny, it's very hard to get into a game's story for me personally. But that's here nor there, guys. That's just one of the gripes. And here's a bigger one, in my opinion, that I hear people saying and talking about is Samus and her voice. She has no voice in the game. She never talks in the game. There's even instances in the game where an NPC will talk to you and say, "Hey, Samus, are you going over here at this time?" Samus doesn't say anything, and then they answer themselves. "Oh, okay, I got it. Yeah, thanks for that answer." And they keep it moving. But she never says anything. The words never come out of her mouth. You never hear anything. And here's my issue with that. I mean, development was going on for 7 years. You guys could not pick somebody to play Samus in this game. You got these other NPCs. Why? It's not like you're making multiple characters or anything like that. It's one character. So why couldn't you give Samus a actual voice, guys? I just don't understand. This is supposed to be a, Metroid Prime 4. I'm just thinking like, bro, you guys are supposed to pull out all the stops and you just didn't. Then there's a big open world area in the traversal of the game where it's just a huge desert with nothing out there. There's literally nothing out there but fucking sand. Okay. And you're riding around on this bike and there's one, I guess, background video game soundtrack type of thing playing in the back, kind of subtle, but there is actually a radio, or you can actually change the jukebox in the game. But to do that, you have to buy a $30 amiibo to access that feature in the game. Okay. Now there is a way to get that jukebox in the game, but you have to collect every last crystal in the entire game. So you damn near have to platinum the game to get that if you want it without buying the amiibo. And a lot of people are really frowning down upon this because they say that this is definitely predatory. This is Nintendo trying to be Nintendo and basically placing their butter on the counter and trying to use it on people, guys. This is kind of a cheap thing that Nintendo is known for sometimes. These amiibos are outlandishly overpriced for most of them. It's not a good look. In this situation here, with something so minute as a jukebox in a game, they could have did a lot better with that. They really could have. And these are some of the things that every time I think about Nintendo, I'm talking about modern Nintendo here. This is the type of shit that makes me throw up in my mouth a little bit. All right. These practices. Nintendo is not the same. I've repeated this before. I've said it so many times, guys. Nintendo is not the same Nintendo that a lot of us remember. It's sad. It's very sad. They're becoming a money hungry corporation. They've been that for a while. One could argue that some of this stuff is just getting ridiculous. And this is the reason why I did not buy this system. And I'm still not buying it because they still have not shown me why I should buy this. They have not given me a game yet to say, yo, this is what you need to play this. You need to get this. I haven't seen it and I don't know when I'll see it. If I ever do see it, maybe one day, like I said, I'm thinking 2 years, somewhere 2.5 years, something like that, before they do that. And in my luck, I'll buy the Switch in 2 years from now. And then 6 months later, here's the Switch 2 X or some shit, like a pro version of that, just. That's what I'm saying. That's what they do. And that's what they've been doing in recent times. And I'm not part of that. I don't want to partake in those activities. These are the things, guys, that have kind of plagued or have been plaguing Nintendo. Now you're going to have the shills who are going to come in here and they're going to buy it no matter what. If I took a shit right now and there was a Nintendo logo on it and it was in stores, they would buy it. They would buy it. It's just, you know what I mean? Whatever, they would buy it. I'm a type of player that regardless if I love a company or a brand, I'm not just going to buy it because it's that brand. Okay. I'm not going to buy it unless it's something I want to play and I'm really captivated by what it is that they're offering. There's a such thing as being biased, but I'm not that fucking biased. I'm not. When it comes to, some of my favorite companies, Sega, Nintendo, you can even put Nintendo on there. I mean, I talk a lot of shit about Nintendo, but I am a huge fan of what Nintendo used to be. I'm a huge fan. I have a Nintendo blanket on my couch right now. I have a special edition Nintendo 3DS XL that I absolutely adore. I have a Nintendo Switch 1 that I absolutely love, guys. Okay. I have a Luigi figurine in the back right next to my Donkey Kong coffee cup. There's things that I have. And like I said, these things are from yesteryear. A lot of these things are from yesteryear or things that I fuck with when it comes to Nintendo. But this Nintendo here, I don't really fuck with them. Nintendo 64 is one of my favorite consoles. Love the 64. Still play it. Still play Nintendo 64. I don't play it on the actual 64, which I actually own as well, the console. It's in my box in my garage. But I have an emulator that I play, on my Metroid Pocket 3 Plus. And so I am a Nintendo fan. When I bitch about Nintendo, I'm simply airing out my frustration because I know that they can do better. I know that they are better than what they have been showing, especially in recent years. And I think that's the problem. I'm so used to, and a lot of us were used to just being spoiled by the love that Nintendo usually puts into their first party games. You're not getting that anymore. You're just not. They're taking more and more as time goes by, and they're giving you less and less, and they're charging you more and more. They're not letting you buy games that you used to love. Okay. Every new system with Nintendo should have a shop that you could literally go in there and buy any game of yesteryear for a price and download it. That's what they should do. They should allow everybody to digitally, hey man, you can go buy whatever you want from Nintendo all the way up to, the Switch 1 for your Switch 2 and be able to buy it. Wii games, everything, GameCube, but that's not how they're doing it. Now they want a subscription service. They want you to be connected online and then they want to bird feed you these titles. Okay. So they come out with shit that they want you to play when they want you to play it. Some of your favorites may never come out and they won't ever release them for whatever reason. They won't put them out and you'll just be missing them. That's why people go and pirate shit and find shit online and stuff because they're wanting to play a certain game. Nintendo's not allowing you to buy it. Therefore, it is what it is. I think they'd be better off doing that than what they're doing now. But it is what it is, man. They're Nintendo. It's their company. They can do it whatever the fuck they want. And that's what they're doing. In respect, all respect to that, consumers are doing the same. If there's something out there that they can't get their hands on and they don't want to pay $100, $200 for a physical copy of whatever the game is, or you may have the game and you may just not want to hook it up and you just want to, play it on a easy to play handheld or something like that and emulate it, then that's what people are doing. That's what people are doing. And that's the thing with technology. It's a double-edged sword. Yeah, you can do a lot of gay shit and you can gatekeep and do these things and sue people and things of that nature. But in return, be expecting other people, other smart, bright individuals out here to figure out their own way and feed the streets, feed the people. And that's what people have been doing. Okay, that's why you can go on here, and that's why these emulators exist, and that's why the Steam Deck is thriving and things like that are thriving, because people are playing shit that Nintendo will not give them. I would pay to play Wind Waker. I would buy Wind Waker. I would buy, some of these other games, I would. Mad World for the Nintendo Wii. I would buy these games digitally if they had them available. It would be so easy to do that and put it on the Switch or Switch 2, but they're not going to do it. So I have to go and find other ways to do it. Like, I actually have some of these games. It sucks is basically what I'm saying. It sucks. And it's different times. It's different times with Nintendo, and that's just the way it is. And I guess we have to accept it, but nobody says we have to like it. And with Metroid Prime 4, this is what you're getting. And, you can live with it or not. For everybody out there who is enjoying this game, hey, more power to you. I'm not here to shit on your parade. If you were waiting for this game and it was everything you dreamed that it would be, hey, man, do your thing. I'm not going to, I don't want to piss on your parade. But if you are on the other side and you feel the way that maybe I feel about it from looking at these reviews, or you're just not that high on Metroid, I mean, that's your prerogative as well. You don't have to play it. And if you expect it better, hey, you can be right for that too. Two things can be true at the same time. There's people out there who don't like it, and that's fine. And there's people who love it, and that's fine as well. But I'm just giving you guys my grievances with it, and just my grievances in general with what Nintendo has been doing lately and why I've been kind of just chilling when it comes to Nintendo shit. Like, I haven't played anything Nintendo based in a while, except for my retro shit, right? But like new shit, no, there's nothing that really incentivizes me to play these things. So I haven't been going there, and it is what it is. So, but that being said, though, that's going to do it. I mean, that's the end of the show, guys. Short but sweet. I want to thank everybody for downloading, streaming, listening to the show. I'll be back next week for sure. Okay. If I don't get COVID or some shit like that, I will be back. Definitely check out the YouTube channel, Random Gameplay Pimpin'. And subscribe if you have not, guys. I have content coming out all the time. Okay, shorts. I have the podcast will be there Wednesdays. I have gameplay right now every week coming. I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of shit on this channel, and I'm almost at 100 subs, my first 100 subs. So let's get that popping. And that's another reason why I haven't had time to play games, because I have two YouTube channels I'm trying to get off the ground. I have this one here, Random Gameplay Pimpin', and I also have another one, Gray Chin Shinobi, that I'm trying to get off the ground. I have almost 400 subs over there, and I'm trying to monetize these guys. I'm trying to, and it's work, especially when you work, have a regular job, you have a family, and you like to game, and you love anime. It's hard to put all them things in together and have time to do everything all the time. It is definitely hard. So content creation definitely takes up time, and that's pretty much what's been keeping me at a standstill. The cool thing about it, though, about content creation, though, is if you bust your ass for a week, then you can kind of chill for a week. Because, with YouTube, you can make multiple videos on Monday. I can make 4 videos, and then I can upload them all at any time. So I don't have to worry about doing it every day if I want to just get it out the way in a short period of time. That's the cool thing about it. So that's kind of like what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing like week to week. 1 week I'll work on the gaming channel. The next week I'll work on the other channel. And within those weeks, I may work 2 to 3 days for that channel and 2 to 3 days for the other channel, straight just working, creating content. And then I'll have a few days to kind of breathe, and upload these videos for a later date. and they'll come out later. Like I've uploaded games, videos. I have videos coming out right now that I fucking uploaded months ago. Right. So that's the cool thing about it. But you always you can't let it get away from you, if that makes sense. So I like to stay ahead by a certain amount of days before I get comfortable. So that's what I'm trying to do now, focus on now. So yeah, just show me some love. If you haven't subscribed, and go over there. And I appreciate it, guys. I love you guys dearly. And I'll see you guys next week. We do this every Monday, same bad time, same bad channel. And now I am going to edit this real quick and work on some more content for you guys. So with that being said, I'm out. This is your boy. You have been listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. This is Studio MacGyver. I'll see you next time.